Tough Times Never Last, But Tough People Do, is a timeless self-help book written by Robert Schuller and published in 1983. This powerful work serves as a beacon of hope for those facing life's inevitable challenges, offering practical wisdom and motivation to help readers turn setbacks into comebacks. Schuller, a renowned pastor and motivational speaker, built his teachings on the idea that obstacles are not meant to defeat us but to strengthen our resilience and character. The book has been both celebrated and debated, particularly due to Schuller's strong emphasis on possibility thinking, a mindset that encourages unwavering faith in oneself and a positive outlook on life, even in the face of overwhelming difficulties. His approach, deeply rooted in faith and optimism, has inspired millions but has also sparked discussions on whether positivity alone is enough to overcome real-world struggles. Nevertheless, the book remains a classic in the realm of self-improvement, continually impacting those who seek motivation during tough times. A question to ponder. Imagine losing everything: your job, your home, your financial security. Would you give up, or would you find a way to rise again? This is the exact kind of question Robert Schuller challenges his readers to consider. Through inspiring stories, personal experiences, and practical strategies, he teaches us that no storm lasts forever and that toughness is not about avoiding hardship but about enduring and overcoming it. This material has been prepared and presented by Dodson Education, a not-for-profit organization committed to literary analysis and education. Our goal is to break down this insightful book chapter by chapter, capturing its essence while presenting Schuller's lessons in an engaging and accessible manner. As Schuller famously said, "Tough times never last, but tough people do." With that, let's dive into the heart of this book and explore the lessons that have transformed countless lives. Chapter 1. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything seems to be going well, and the next, a crisis can turn the world upside down. In the opening chapter of Tough Times Never Last, But Tough People Do, Robert Schuller shares a profound truth: hardships are temporary, but the strength to endure them determines our future. He introduces this idea by recounting his own struggles, proving that resilience is not just a concept, it's a way of life. A dream on the brink of collapse. Schuller's journey to building the world-renowned Crystal Cathedral is a story of perseverance against overwhelming odds. In the 1950s, he had a dream of establishing a church that could reach thousands. But reality was unforgiving. He had no money, no land, and no building. Undeterred, he started small, preaching from the rooftop of a drive-in theater. Rain or shine, he delivered sermons to an audience sitting in their cars, proving that faith and determination could overcome the toughest circumstances. Yet, the real challenge came years later when Schuller set out to construct the Grand Crystal Cathedral, an architectural masterpiece that would become a symbol of faith and possibility. With an ambitious vision but limited resources, he faced countless rejections, financial obstacles, and skeptics who doubted his dream. At one point, it seemed impossible to move forward. But Schuller refused to give in. He rallied support, encouraged people to believe in the impossible, and step by step, what seemed like a hopeless dream became a reality. The core message: problems are temporary, toughness is permanent. Through this story, Schuller teaches us a vital lesson: problems do not define us, our response to them does. He emphasizes that tough times are like passing storms. They may be intense, but they do not last forever. Instead of being paralyzed by difficulties, he encourages readers to adopt a mindset of resilience and faith, trusting that every obstacle can be overcome. Lessons to take away. 1. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Just as Schuller turned a drive-in theater into a place of worship, we can find creative solutions to our problems. 2. Persistence is the key to success. When facing setbacks, giving up is easy, but pushing forward is what leads to breakthroughs. 3. Faith fuels resilience. Whether it's faith in oneself, a higher power, or a dream, believing in something greater can provide the strength to endure hardships. Schuller's story is a testament to the power of perseverance. He didn't just survive tough times, he conquered them. And as he reminds us, tough times never last, but tough people do. Chapter 2, The Possibility Thinking Mindset. What if, instead of seeing obstacles, we saw opportunities? What if, instead of asking, "Can I do this?" we asked, "How can I do this?" In Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do, Robert Schuller introduces the concept of possibility thinking, a mindset that shifts our focus from limitations to potential. He argues that our greatest breakthroughs happen when we stop dwelling on why something won't work and start exploring how it could. To illustrate this idea, Schuller shares the story of Art Linkletter, a young man abandoned as a baby who grew up in poverty and faced countless rejections. Society labeled him a failure before he even had a chance to prove himself. Instead of accepting defeat, Linkletter adopted the possibility thinking mindset, refusing to see his hardships as roadblocks and instead viewing them as stepping stones to something greater. Through resilience and creativity, he transformed setbacks into opportunities, ultimately becoming one of America's most beloved television hosts and entrepreneurs. His journey proves that circumstances don't determine destiny, mindset does. Schuller emphasizes that the way we think directly influences our success. Negative thinking is the biggest barrier to progress. When we assume something can't be done, we never even try. Instead, he challenges us to shift our perspective, stop saying, "I can't," and start asking, "How can I view failures as lessons rather than defeats?" Believe in our ability to find creative solutions, no matter how difficult the problem. By making this shift, we train ourselves to recognize opportunities where others see obstacles, opening doors we never thought possible. To develop a possibility-driven mindset, Schuller provides practical strategies. First, reframe challenges as opportunities. Problems are not dead ends but puzzles waiting to be solved. Surround yourself with optimistic people, as negativity is contagious, but so is enthusiasm and belief in possibilities. Break big problems into smaller steps, focusing on what can be done right now rather than what feels impossible. Celebrate small victories because progress builds momentum, reinforcing the belief that bigger achievements are within reach. Lastly, adopt the phrase, "It's possible." Even without all the answers, start with the belief that a solution exists. The biggest difference between successful people and those who give up isn't intelligence, luck, or resources, it's mindset. If we embrace possibility thinking, we empower ourselves to see beyond obstacles and step into opportunities. As Schuller reminds us, if you can dream it, you can do it. The only thing stopping you is your own doubt. Chapter 3, Turning Setbacks into Comebacks. Life often throws unexpected challenges our way: financial struggles, career failures, personal losses. In Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do, Robert Schuller teaches a powerful lesson. Setbacks are not the end of the road, they are often the beginning of something greater. The difference between failure and success lies in how we respond to adversity. Those who rise above their struggles don't see setbacks as defeats but as setups for an extraordinary comeback. One of the most inspiring stories Schuller shares is that of Dave Dravicki, a talented baseball pitcher whose career took a tragic turn. At the height of his game, Dravicki was diagnosed with cancer in his pitching arm. After undergoing surgery to remove the tumor, he fought his way back onto the field against all odds. The world watched as he made an incredible return, only to experience a devastating moment: his arm snapped mid-pitch during a game. For most people, this would have been the end of the road. But Dravicki refused to let tragedy define him. Though his baseball career was over, he found a new purpose: becoming an inspirational speaker and author, encouraging others to fight through life's toughest battles. His story is a testament to Schuller's belief that within every crisis lies the seed of an opportunity. Schuller emphasizes that setbacks do not determine our future, our response to them does. Many of the world's most successful individuals have faced crushing defeats, only to rise stronger than before. What separates them from those who remain stuck is their ability to accept the setback without letting it define them, look for the lesson in every failure, and take action to turn pain into progress. Transforming failure into success requires a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Keep moving forward, even when progress is slow, because taking small steps prevents discouragement from taking hold. Surround yourself with encouragers, people who believe in you and can reignite your confidence when you're at your lowest. Most importantly, turn pain into purpose. Just as Dave Dravicki used his struggles to inspire others, consider how your challenges could help someone else. No one is immune to failure, but everyone has the power to choose what happens next. A setback does not mean your story is over. In fact, the most powerful comebacks often emerge from the hardest struggles. As Schuller reminds us, let your past be a school, not a prison. Chapter 4, 4 Steps to Handling Any Problem. Life is full of problems, big and small, expected and unexpected. But what if we had a simple, effective formula to tackle any challenge that comes our way? In Chapter 4 of Tough Times and Never Last, But Tough People Do, Robert Schuller introduces his 4-step method for solving problems, a practical approach that helps us regain control even in the most overwhelming situations. He emphasizes that problems are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth when we know how to handle them. To illustrate this, let's walk through Schuller's 4-step problem-solving process using a real-life example of someone facing a financial crisis. Step 1. Name the problem, identify what you're facing. Schuller's first rule is simple: you cannot solve a problem until you clearly define what it is. Many people feel stuck because they react emotionally to challenges rather than identifying the specific issue at hand. Imagine John, a hard-working father, who suddenly loses his job. Panic sets in as he worries about how he will support his family. But instead of letting fear take over, he follows Schuller's first step: he names the problem. I have lost my job and need a new source of income to support my family. By defining the challenge clearly, John shifts from anxiety to problem-solving mode. Step 2. Face the problem, confront it head-on. Once the problem is identified, the next step is to face it with courage. Many people avoid dealing with their difficulties, hoping they will disappear. But Schuller reminds us that ignoring a problem only makes it worse. John could easily fall into denial, avoiding bills and hoping a job opportunity will magically appear. Instead, he takes a hard look at his financial situation, assessing his savings, expenses, and immediate needs. He acknowledges, I need to act fast. I cannot afford to wait and hope for the best, I must take control of my finances now. Facing reality is not easy, but it is the first step toward a solution. Step 3. Evaluate the problem, find the best solution. With a clear understanding of the situation, the next step is to explore possible solutions. This is where creativity, resourcefulness, and strategic thinking come into play. John makes a list of potential solutions: applying for unemployment benefits, cutting unnecessary expenses, updating his resume and applying for jobs, looking for freelance or temporary work, and asking for job referrals from his network. Schuller stresses that every problem has multiple solutions, it's just a matter of evaluating which one works best. Step 4. Take action, do something about it. Many people get stuck in the thinking phase, but Schuller warns that a plan without action is useless. The final and most crucial step is to act. John puts his plan into motion. He immediately applies for short-term financial aid, dedicates hours each day to job searching, reaches out to old colleagues for job leads, and takes a part-time gig while waiting for the right opportunity. By taking consistent action, John moves from crisis mode to solution mode. Key takeaway: action creates change. Schuller's 4-step process reminds us that problems don't solve themselves, we must take charge. Whether it's financial trouble, a relationship issue, or a personal setback, applying these steps can turn any challenge into a stepping stone. As Schuller wisely puts it, problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. No matter how tough the situation, naming it, facing it, evaluating it, and taking action will lead to a breakthrough. Chapter 5. You can become a possibility thinker. Life often presents us with two choices: focus on the obstacles ahead or believe in the possibilities beyond them. In Chapter 5 of Tough Times and Never Last, But Tough People Do, Robert Schuller reinforces the idea that our mindset shapes our reality. He explains that people who achieve great things in life aren't necessarily the luckiest or the smartest, they are the ones who choose to think differently. Schuller calls this possibility thinking, a mindset that enables individuals to see opportunities where others see limitations. It is the ability to look beyond immediate problems and ask, what if, how can this be turned around, and what's the best possible outcome? Instead of dwelling on failures, possibility thinkers focus on solutions, growth, and hope. The power of possibility thinking, a story of overcoming illness. One of the most moving examples of possibility thinking comes from a woman Schuller met who was battling cancer. She had every reason to feel defeated. Her diagnosis was grim, her body was weak, and the treatments were exhausting. But instead of giving up, she made a powerful decision. She would not let her illness define her. Rather than seeing herself as a victim, she began to focus on the possibilities ahead. She explored every medical option available, surrounded herself with positive influences, and maintained a vision of recovery. Even on her toughest days, she repeated affirmations of healing and strength. While others in similar situations might have lost hope, she trained her mind to focus on what was possible. In time, she defied the odds. Not only did she recover, but she went on to inspire others facing similar battles. Schuller shares this story to highlight a profound truth: your thoughts create your future. Key message: your mindset controls your reality. Schuller explains that possibility thinking isn't about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing to focus on what can be done, rather than what can't. This shift in thinking can change everything, from personal relationships to career success to overcoming life's greatest hardships. A possibility thinker does 3 things differently. 1. They refuse to dwell on limitations. Instead of saying, "This is impossible," they ask, "How can this be achieved?" 2. They reframe problems as opportunities. Every challenge holds a lesson or a stepping stone towards something greater. 3. They take action based on faith, not fear. They don't wait until everything is perfect. They start moving forward, even when the path is unclear. How to rewire your thinking patterns. Schuller provides practical steps to train the mind to think in possibilities rather than limitations. Guard your thoughts, avoid negative self-talk and replace it with empowering beliefs. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I will find a way." Surround yourself with possibility thinkers. Energy is contagious. Spend time with people who encourage, inspire, and challenge you to think bigger. Turn setbacks into lessons. Every failure contains valuable information. Instead of feeling defeated, ask, "What can I learn from this?" Take bold action. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Possibility thinkers take small but consistent steps toward their goals, even in uncertainty. Visualize success. See yourself achieving your dreams. The more vividly you imagine success, the more likely it is to become a reality. Final thought: believe in what's possible. Schuller reminds us that possibility thinking is a habit, one that can be developed through practice and persistence. Whether you're facing job loss, illness, financial struggles, or personal doubts, the key to overcoming these challenges is how you think about them. As he wisely puts it, you will suddenly realize that the reason you never changed before was because you didn't believe you could. The first step to success is believing it's possible. And once you do, nothing is out of reach. Chapter 6: The Power of Faith and Positive Thinking. Faith is a powerful force that can move mountains, overcome obstacles, and fuel resilience in the face of life's greatest challenges. In Chapter 6 of Tough Times Never Last, But Tough People Do, Robert Schuller draws upon his deeply rooted belief in the power of faith and positive thinking. He explains that when we combine faith in ourselves with faith in a higher purpose, we unlock an unshakable strength that allows us to push through even the toughest situations. Schuller's message is clear: faith doesn't just mean religious belief, it's a deep trust in the possibility of a better future and the strength to endure whatever comes our way. Faith, coupled with a positive mindset, can be the foundation of resilience and the driving force behind success. The power of faith: Schuller's own journey. Schuller often shares the story of his own experience in building the Crystal Cathedral, a world-renowned church in California. When Schuller first envisioned the project, it seemed impossible. He faced overwhelming opposition, lack of funding, and countless obstacles. Many people doubted his ability to build a structure of such grandeur, and some even questioned whether it was a worthy endeavor at all. But Schuller had one thing that many others lacked: faith in the vision. He believed that with God's guidance and his own determination, the project could become a reality. Despite the financial challenges and setbacks, Schuller refused to give up. He saw the Crystal Cathedral not just as a building, but as a symbol of the power of faith, hope, and the possibility of achieving the impossible. Through unshakable faith and positive thinking, Schuller persisted, raised the necessary funds, and built the Crystal Cathedral, which became a landmark of architectural achievement and a testament to his belief in the power of faith and positive thinking. His journey is a powerful example of how faith can transform adversity into triumph. Key message: belief in a higher purpose provides strength. Schuller teaches that when we believe in something greater than ourselves, we can find strength even in the darkest moments. Faith doesn't remove the difficulties we face, but it gives us the courage to face them with confidence and resolve. It reminds us that we are never alone in our struggles, and that a higher purpose is always guiding us toward a brighter future. Schuller emphasizes that faith is not about expecting life to be easy. Instead, it's about trusting that we are capable of handling whatever life throws our way. Faith gives us the inner strength to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain or impossible. A story of overcoming adversity through faith. One powerful example Schuller shares is the story of a woman named Susan, who was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Her doctors gave her only months to live, and her family was devastated. But Susan refused to accept the prognosis. Instead of succumbing to fear and despair, she turned to her faith. She believed that her life had a higher purpose, and that her journey wasn't over yet. With a strong sense of faith and a positive attitude, Susan began a course of treatment with unwavering hope. Her faith in her ability to overcome the illness, and her belief in a divine plan for her life, gave her the strength to fight. Over time, she not only defied the doctor's expectations, but she also used her experience to inspire others facing similar struggles. Susan's story is a profound example of how faith can provide resilience, even in the face of the greatest challenges. How faith and positive thinking work together. Schuller explains that faith and positive thinking are inseparable. Faith gives us the belief that things can improve, while positive thinking gives us the mental tools to make that improvement a reality. When combined, they create a powerful force that propels us through adversity. Here's how to apply this principle in your own life. Start with belief. Trust that you are capable of overcoming the challenges ahead. Focus on the positive. Instead of dwelling on what could go wrong, focus on the possibilities that lie ahead. Stay persistent. Even when the road gets tough, remind yourself that faith and persistence will carry you through. Reach out for support. Faith can be strengthened by the support of others who share your belief and positivity. Final thought: faith moves mountains. Schuller concludes by reminding us that faith is a choice. It's easy to succumb to negativity and fear, especially in the face of adversity, but by choosing faith and positive thinking, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities. As Schuller states, with faith, all things are possible. Without it, we are limited by what we can see and what we think we know. When we combine faith with a positive mindset, we unlock a wellspring of strength and resilience that can help us face any challenge and emerge victorious. Chapter 7: The Power of a Dream. Dreams have the remarkable ability to shape the future. They are the fuel for perseverance, the driving force behind innovation, and the cornerstone of every great achievement. In Chapter 7 of Tough Times Never Last, But Tough People Do, Robert Schuller delves into the incredible power of dreams, showing us how they can inspire us to push through adversity and create lasting change. To illustrate the transformative power of a dream, Schuller draws inspiration from some of history's greatest dreamers, people who not only had dreams but turned them into powerful realities. Engaging intro: The Dreamer Who Changed the World. One of the most iconic dreamers in history is Martin Luther King Jr., whose dream for racial equality and justice ignited a movement that changed the course of history. King's famous "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered during the Civil Rights March on Washington in 1963, encapsulated the essence of his vision for a world where all people, regardless of race, would be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. At the time, King's dream seemed impossible. Segregation was rampant, and many were resistant to change. But King's unwavering belief in his dream motivated him to continue his fight for justice, even in the face of violent opposition. His dream fueled his perseverance, and ultimately, the world was changed. King's story is a testament to the idea that dreams are not just wishful thinking, they are the foundation for meaningful action. Schuller's perspective on dreams as fuel for perseverance. Schuller shares a powerful perspective in this chapter: dreams are the engine of perseverance. He believes that a clear, compelling dream is the secret weapon that can sustain us through even the toughest challenges. Without a dream, life can feel aimless and uncertain. But when we have a vision, a passion for what we want to accomplish, it gives us the strength to press on, even when things get difficult. Schuller emphasizes that dreams are not just lofty ideals, they are deeply connected to our purpose and our ability to overcome obstacles. He argues that people who achieve great things don't necessarily possess more talent or luck than others, they simply have a clear vision that drives them forward. When setbacks arise, they don't give up, they keep moving because their dream gives them direction and motivation. Key takeaway: steps to turn a dream into reality. Turning a dream into reality doesn't happen overnight. It requires focus, persistence, and strategic action. Schuller outlines several steps to help transform a dream from an abstract idea into a tangible achievement. 1. Clarify your dream. The first step is to clearly define your dream. Schuller stresses that a dream must be specific and clear. You can't just say, "I want to be successful." You need to ask yourself, what does success look like to you? What is the ultimate vision you have for your life? The clearer your dream, the easier it will be to map out the path to achieve it. 2. Believe in your dream. Once your dream is clarified, the next step is to believe in its possibility. Schuller argues that belief is the foundation of action. You can't take the necessary steps to achieve a dream if you don't believe it's possible. Even when the odds are against you, you must have faith in your dream and in your ability to bring it to life. This belief will carry you through moments of doubt and adversity. 3. Set realistic goals. Dreams, while powerful, must be grounded in reality. Schuller encourages readers to break down their dreams into manageable goals. Large dreams can feel overwhelming, but when broken into smaller, achievable goals, the process becomes more manageable. These goals provide focus and give you something concrete to work toward. 4. Take consistent action. A dream without action is just a fantasy. Schuller emphasizes that success comes through consistent, purposeful action. Every day, take steps toward your dream, no matter how small. The key is to keep moving forward, even when the road is challenging or unclear. Taking action demonstrates commitment and belief in the dream. 5. Persevere through setbacks. Setbacks are inevitable. Life is unpredictable, and things often don't go as planned. Schuller reminds us that obstacles are not the end, they are part of the process. Dreamers must learn to persevere, even when things seem impossible. If your dream is truly important to you, it will be worth the struggle. 6. Surround yourself with support. No dream can be achieved in isolation. Schuller advises that you must surround yourself with people who support and encourage your vision. Whether through mentorship, friendships, or community, the support of others helps you stay focused, motivated, and inspired. Final thought: dare to dream big. Schuller concludes this chapter with a powerful reminder: don't limit your dreams. Often, we hold back from dreaming big because we are afraid of failure or disappointment. But Schuller encourages us to push past those fears and dream boldly. Dreams are meant to be audacious. They should inspire us to reach beyond what seems possible. He ends with a thought-provoking quote: "The only limit to your achievements is the scope of your dream." When you dare to dream big and take action, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Dreams provide the roadmap, the fuel, and the courage to keep moving forward. By believing in your dream and taking the necessary steps, you can turn even the wildest aspirations into reality. Chapter 8. Build on what you have. In the journey to success, many people make the mistake of focusing on what they don't have, whether it's money, experience, or resources. In Chapter 8 of Tough Times Never Last, But Tough People Do, Robert Schuller offers a refreshing perspective. Don't wait for the perfect conditions to start. Instead, start with what you have and build from there. He urges readers to maximize the resources currently at their disposal, because true success often begins by making the most of what's right in front of you. Practical approach: don't wait, start now. Schuller shares a vital piece of advice: the best time to start is right now. Far too many people wait for external conditions to improve before they take action. They believe they need more, whether it's more money, more time, or more expertise, before they can begin working on their goals. But Schuller argues that this mindset leads to stagnation. Waiting for the perfect moment means you might miss countless opportunities along the way. Instead of focusing on what's missing, Schuller encourages us to take stock of what we already have. The tools you need to get started are often closer than you think. You might already have the skills, connections, or passion required to make progress. What's important is recognizing the power of starting small and working with what you've got. Example: entrepreneurs who started with little. Schuller highlights a number of real-life examples of people who began their journeys with very little, but were able to build monumental success by using the resources available to them. One famous example is Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks. Schultz didn't start with significant wealth or connections. In fact, he grew up in a poor neighborhood in Brooklyn. But when he visited Italy and experienced the vibrant coffee culture, he realized there was an opportunity to bring that experience to the U.S. With little more than an idea and passion, he convinced a small group of investors to back his vision. He took a leap of faith and started with what he had: a passion for coffee, an understanding of the market, and a vision of how Starbucks could become a household name. Schultz didn't wait for the perfect opportunity or a large sum of money. Instead, he built his empire from humble beginnings, showing that success doesn't require perfect conditions, just the courage to act with what you have. Another example is Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Blakely started with $5,000 in savings and a single idea: to create a more comfortable and flattering form of shapewear. With no prior experience in fashion or business, she used her savings to make her first batch of products and began selling them door to door. Blakely didn't have the infrastructure of a large company or a massive budget, but she made the most of what she had: creativity, resourcefulness, and sheer determination, to create one of the most successful brands in the world. Both of these stories are powerful reminders that you don't need to start with everything. All you need is a vision and the willingness to use what's already at your disposal. Key message: start where you are, with what you have. The key to success is not waiting for the perfect circumstances. Schuller's main point in this chapter is clear: start where you are, with what you have. No matter how small your resources may seem, you can begin right now and build from there. Schuller emphasizes that every major accomplishment, whether personal or professional, was achieved through consistent effort and the smart use of available resources. Steps to maximize what you have. Schuller offers practical steps to help you make the most of what you have and begin building the foundation for success. 1. Assess your current resources. Take inventory of what you have: your skills, knowledge, connections, and material resources. Often, we overlook these things, but they're the building blocks of success. 2. Start small and build gradually. Don't be afraid to start with a modest beginning. Every major company, success story, or breakthrough started as a small, humble idea. Small steps lead to bigger accomplishments over time. 3. Use your strengths. Focus on what you are good at and build from there. You don't need to be a jack of all trades. Capitalize on your unique strengths and use them to create something meaningful. 4. Be resourceful. Sometimes the resources you need are closer than you think. Be creative with how you use the tools at your disposal. If you don't have the funds to hire a team, learn the basics of what you need to do yourself. 5. Learn as you go. The process of building is also a learning experience. Embrace mistakes as learning opportunities and don't be afraid to adjust your approach as you grow. 6. Commit to consistency. Schuller reminds us that success doesn't happen overnight. It comes from consistent, focused effort over time. Keep building, improving, and pushing forward. Final thought: the journey starts today. Schuller wraps up this chapter with a powerful quote. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start with what you have and make the moment perfect. The message is clear: the moment to take action is always now. By focusing on what you already have, rather than what you're missing, you'll find that you already possess the tools necessary to move forward. Whether it's a business venture, a personal goal, or a creative project, success begins with the resources at your disposal, and it grows through action, persistence, and resourcefulness. Start where you are, use what you have, and take the first step toward building your future today. Chapter 9: Never Give Up. One of the most powerful principles that Robert Schuller imparts in Tough Times and Never Last, but Tough People Do is the unwavering belief in the power of perseverance. In Chapter 9, titled Never Give Up, Schuller delivers his final, most compelling challenge to the reader: no matter how tough the circumstances, never give up. He reminds us that resilience is the key to overcoming any obstacle, and those who refuse to quit are the ones who ultimately triumph. Storytelling: the story of a determined individual who refused to quit. Schuller begins this chapter by telling the inspiring story of Thomas Edison, one of the most famous inventors of all time. Edison is best known for inventing the electric light bulb, but his journey was far from easy. In fact, he faced numerous failures, setbacks, and rejections throughout his career. When Edison first began working on the light bulb, he faced thousands of failed experiments. He was told by many that his idea was impossible, that no one could ever successfully create a practical electric light. But Edison refused to accept these negative opinions. He believed in his vision and was committed to finding a solution, no matter how long it took. When asked about his repeated failures, Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Despite all the discouragement, setbacks, and moments of doubt, Edison never gave up. After years of persistence, he finally succeeded, and his invention changed the world. Edison's story is a powerful testament to the idea that success is not about avoiding failure, but about refusing to quit in the face of it. Schuller's final challenge to the reader: persevere through every challenge. Schuller uses Edison's story as a powerful metaphor for the struggles we all face in our own lives. Whether we're pursuing a personal goal, starting a business, or chasing a dream, we all encounter obstacles along the way. The difference between success and failure lies in whether we choose to persevere or give up. Throughout the book, Schuller has emphasized that setbacks are inevitable, life will throw curveballs, and things will not always go according to plan. But he urges the reader to view every challenge as an opportunity, and every failure as a lesson. When you face difficult times, it's easy to feel like giving up is the only option. But Schuller reminds us that tough people, the ones who refuse to quit, are the ones who ultimately win. Schuller's final challenge is straightforward: when times get tough, dig deeper, push harder, and refuse to quit. Success belongs to those who don't give up when things get hard. Life may not always be easy, but the journey is always worth it when you persevere through the hardships. Call to action: apply these lessons in your own life. In the final section of this chapter, Schuller calls on the reader to apply the lessons learned throughout the book. Take the lessons of resilience, possibility thinking, and faith, and use them to persevere through your own challenges. The world is full of obstacles, but Schuller emphasizes that the key to overcoming them is to never stop believing, never stop trying, and never stop working toward your goals. Schuller urges the reader to ask themselves the following questions. What is my dream, and how badly do I want to achieve it? When I encounter setbacks, how will I respond? Will I quit, or will I keep going? Am I willing to keep learning from my failures and using them as stepping stones to success? These questions are a powerful reminder that we have control over how we respond to challenges. The key to success is staying committed to our dreams, even when the road ahead seems difficult or unclear. Schuller's message is clear: you are tougher than any challenge you face, and with perseverance, you can achieve the impossible. Final thought: never give up. In his closing words, Schuller leaves us with this powerful affirmation: tough times never last, but tough people do. This simple statement is a reminder that the difficulties we face in life are temporary. What lasts is our ability to endure, to adapt, and to keep moving forward. When you feel like quitting, remember that tough people never give up. They push through the toughest times with determination and belief in themselves. Schuller ends the chapter by encouraging us to embrace the challenges of life with the confidence that we can handle them, knowing that our resilience and commitment will carry us to success. Never give up. Keep going. Your breakthrough is just around the corner. This chapter, like the book as a whole, is a final call to action. Take these lessons of perseverance, faith, and resilience, and apply them in your own life. Whatever challenges you face, know that as long as you refuse to give up, you have the strength to overcome anything and achieve your dreams. Conclusion. As we reflect on the powerful messages woven throughout Robert Schuller's Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do, it's clear that the journey to overcoming adversity is not defined by the challenges we face, but by how we respond to them. Schuller teaches us that resilience is the ultimate key to success. It's not the absence of obstacles that leads to achievement, but the strength to persevere in the face of them. Recap of the main lessons. Throughout this book, Schuller offers profound insights that empower us to tackle life's toughest challenges with confidence and optimism. We learn that 1. Setbacks are temporary, and our ability to bounce back is what truly matters. As Schuller reminds us, tough times never last, but tough people do. The struggles we face today will pass, but the resilience we develop in response will stay with us, shaping our future success. 2. Possibility thinking is a powerful tool. Instead of focusing on what's impossible, we should ask ourselves, what could be possible? By shifting our mindset and believing in opportunities, we can open doors to new paths and possibilities, even in the darkest of times. 3. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Schuller teaches us that setbacks aren't the end, they're often the beginning of breakthroughs. The true measure of success is not in avoiding failure, but in using each setback as a lesson to come back even stronger. 4. The power of a dream is unparalleled. Dreams fuel perseverance, give us direction, and help us stay focused through tough times. By following our dreams and turning them into actionable goals, we can build a life full of meaning and achievement. 5. Start where you are, with what you have. Too often, we focus on what's missing or what we don't have. Schuller reminds us that we already possess the resources we need to begin, whether it's skills, passion, or creativity, and we should make the most of them as we build our future. 6. Never give up. Ultimately, this book's central message is the importance of perseverance. Life's challenges are unavoidable, but Schuller's final challenge is clear: keep going, no matter what. Success is not for those who never face obstacles, but for those who refuse to quit in the face of them. Reinforcing the message, tough times don't define us, our resilience does. Schuller's message consistently emphasizes that our circumstances do not define us. Life will undoubtedly bring moments of difficulty, disappointment, and failure, but it is how we respond to those challenges that truly shapes our future. Resilience, the capacity to adapt, recover, and keep going in the face of adversity, is the defining characteristic of those who ultimately succeed. It's not the tough times that determine our fate, but our ability to rise above them. No matter how hard life gets, we have the power to choose our response. We can choose to stand up, to press on, and to keep fighting for our dreams. The tough times will come, but they will not last forever, and our strength will carry us through. A final motivational quote from Schuller. As Schuller concludes the book, he leaves us with this powerful reminder. Failure doesn't mean you're a failure, it just means you haven't succeeded yet. This quote encapsulates the entire essence of Tough Times Never Last, but tough people do. Failure is not an end, it's merely a pause in the journey. With the right mindset and determination, we can rise from every setback stronger, wiser, and more prepared to reach our goals. The message is clear: never give up, keep pushing forward, and always believe that success is within your reach. Let this be the challenge you carry with you. When tough times arrive, remember that your resilience will carry you through. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Keep going. This content is brought to you by Dodson Education, a nonprofit organization committed to inspiring and empowering through insightful literary discussions. If this message resonated with you, stay tuned for more uplifting, motivational materials. Spread the word to others who could benefit from a dose of inspiration, and feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.